goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody to the Bake Sale Session podcast. I cannot believe this. This is episode this is episode 30.
Yeah, let's go.
Thank you
Congratulations.
so much. Episode Dirty 30 with none other than the oh my goodness. The exquisite, the exponential, the excellent Professor Shannon Donnelly from Metro State University in Denver, professor of cannabis in the School of Hospitality.
Oh my God, how'd you get it? Hell yeah.
Oh,
Thank
that's what I'm
you.
talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm super duper excited and hyped to talk to you today. This is awesome because we are talking about your brand, hash healthy honeys. Hashtag
Healthy honey.
hashtag healthy honeys. I just made that up for you.
Waffle
There you go.
fries.
That's all yours.
No, waffle fries. There you go.
I got to tell you, this half gram, this little Benjamin right here packs a punch. And I'm going to tell you right now, Professor Donnelly, Shannon, if I may, at first I didn't know what to do with this. I noticed the USB-C right there. Okay. So I was like, okay.
Yep.
And I'm looking for buttons. I'm like, huh, where's the button? Where's the button? I don't understand what's going on. I see there's a hole in here. I don't understand what to do. I don't know. So, like any super genius would do, I went to the Healthy Honeys Instagram page and I saw none other than the legendary McCarter Gets High with
Yes.
your Healthy Honeys. And all you got to do
is just inhale.
Now I got to tell you, this is a very like citrusy, limonene flavored Benjamin, and it's really smooth on the pull, and the exhale is just as like chill. And I feel like now I got to admit, I had to try it. I had to know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I had to know.
I mean, I wanted your honest opinion too. I had to get the honest opinion, right?
Exactly. And I had to try it. And I just was like, dude, this is so frigging impressive. And it only took about maybe, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes. It felt like. Took like 5 or 10 minutes. And I was just sitting on the sofa watching Seinfeld. And then I was like, oh, hey, all right. Now I get it.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I was like, so that's how they do it in Colorado. Oh my goodness.
That's what we're trying to show you, right? Is that, it's interesting because when I started Healthy Honeys in 2013, we were smoking joints and having fun in Colorado and we're getting high, right? Then it kind of evolved into we talk about THC, but we don't have it at parties, right? Because really that was kind of not where we wanted to be in 2016, 2017, 2018. Now here we are over 10 years after I launched Healthy Honeys and we're getting high again. Thank goodness.
Dude, I'm just like, this is so friggin' awesome. I love the design. I love the portability, the cap, and the ease of use. And I'm just like, all you got to do is inhale and you are like ready to what? Set sail. You are chilling. And I like by the time I'm looking at the clock right now, like we're already like maybe 4 minutes in. I'm very curious to see what I'm going to be like at 10 minutes in because already like I'm getting the body high. Like it usually hits me like at my knees, so they feel like buckly or whatever or rubbery.
Yep.
And like very like just at ease.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the reasons why it's really important that what you're smoking is rosin, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is hemp. It's a hemp product, and it's THCa rosin. And for me, rosin is like the clearest, cleanest high, right? I love how you're describing where you feel the high. And as it kind of moves up, like, fucking love when people can do that and not just say I'm stoned, right? Which, like,
Right.
there's also definitely like stoned, but with me with rosin, it's like this clear headed, I get like an uplift, and then I can like go throughout my day and just be like, this day does not suck at all. This is a great day. What else can I do today, right? But if I'm smoking like a distillate pen or even some like flower, I'm like, oh, I feel kind of like groggy, and I'm not always able to like move through my day. But when I have my like daily driver, right now I'm smoking the blueberry blast. I'm a huge fruit fan flavor, so that's why we started with like the lime sherbet and the blueberry blast, because I'm like obsessed with those flavors. Is that it's just like hit it a few times throughout the day. I don't have to light up the torch.
Right.
Not that that's bad or anything, because we got rosin too. But like the pen, just like you said, McCarter is like literally out everywhere she possibly can be all day, every day, and like hitting these pens, and it's clean, it's tasty, and it also is like good for your body because it's completely rosin,
Right.
right? There's like no solvents, no flavors added. And like you said, you can even get the flavor from the actual cannabis plant, and it's translated so beautifully with rosin where it doesn't always happen. Like CO2 and different hydrocarbon extractions pull different terpene profiles that are not exactly representative of the plant, where rosin is usually like the close. You're going to get those flavonoids, terpenes, and everything you want in this. And it's only like 60 to 75% active, right? So you're not getting like the 100%, like I just smoked some weed and that's where when like I'm just so high comes in.
Right. Oh my gosh. So pretty much rosin is your best friend.
I love it. Yes, exactly. That is the perfect way to put it, is when you're buying in a dispensary, when you're buying hemp, when you want the clearest, cleanest smoke, rosin's your bestie. And, outside of flower, but even if you want to get like those extracts, it's like rosin is really how people have really been extracting cannabis for years, right? They've used heat, water, pressure, and different collection methods. What rosin is putting all of those things together, right? Because rosin starts as a bubble hash,
Okay.
which means we use cold water and ice to shake off the trichomes. And then you get this like sand-like consistency. Then that sand-like
Professor,
consistency
Professor,
goes into
I'm sorry to
yes,
interrupt.
yes.
Are
No, go
are
ahead.
trichomes those little like pearls on the leaf when you zoom in on it?
Yes, the little heads. Mm-hmm. What? And the interesting thing is that trichome heads include all of the flavonoids and terpenes as well as the cannabinoids that are within that plant. So what we're doing when we're making ice water hash or like traditional bubble hash, we're just shaking the plants in really cold temperatures to remove those trichomes, and then we collect them.
Whoa.
So that's the first step in rosin, and it's like 19 steps within that one step.
Wow. So
Right?
your preferred method for collecting or extracting the rosin is you got to do the cold first.
So you start with cold water extraction, and then you move to heat and pressure. So the like easiest way to say it is that we grow the plant we harvest,
Uh-huh.
we get it really cold and remove all the
Uh-huh.
trichomes. Then we remove all the liquid, so all the water from those trichomes. And then by using heat, so like something that gets up to maybe 300 to 500 degrees, and then we press it down, and that's where the gold goo that is
Oh,
rosin, so within all these pens, that's what finally comes out.
dude, that's amazing. Oh my
Right?
God.
But we're not using anything harsh, right? We're not using chemicals that can reside in your product. And we're really trying to like literally take care of this beautiful plant we love so much and like try to get its essence out as like good as possible. And like what Healthy Honeys is we're all Colorado regulated market folks that looked at the market and said, "Wait, if we produce product in the hemp market compared to the marijuana market, we can ship it all around the country." So it's regulated Colorado quality under a hemp license that we then ship all around the country. So it's like when you say like you're tasting Colorado, like that's exactly what that is.
Dude,
Cheers.
cheers. Oh my God. So I got a question for you. And we're at 10 minutes, 30 seconds. I got a question for you. I'm going to get ready to cook. And is this going to make it even more fun?
Oh, yes. It's going to make you more creative, right? That's kind of the nice thing with the limonene, right? Like D-limonene is meant to kind of like, I don't know, make you feel a little bit more effervescent, maybe like feeling like you can be more creative or that you can like feel more in the world that's like happening around you, right? And so that's like that D-limonene. And then that creaminess kind of comes from like flavonoids. And to me, when I get like a nice creamy type of like cannabis, I'm always feeling like I can like sink into stuff, right? So I would say cooking, you're going to be creative and then you're going to sink into the process with that lime sherbet.
So I'm going to get into the flow state.
There you
Dude.
go. Flow state, exactly.
There's nothing better. I don't know if you feel the same. Hitting the flow state while doing housework.
Oh my God. I did it on Saturday morning. I was like, nah, man. I like used I have these different herbal blends that I use to wash my floor that are considered like spells. And so I like did like a spell floor washing for like all of the roads to be opened. And then this probably next week I'm doing the luck one. So I did feel in the flow state and I was taking multiple dabs because we also have the dabs, right? Is like we have the vape pens.
What?
And then we have the dabs. So sometimes I'm just like smoking these and just going straight to like a dab. But if I'm out and about, I've always got the vape pen.
Dude, that is epic. Wow. So we got all the steps for the rosin. Now, how long does that usually take?
So, I mean, usually at least 3 weeks, I would say, throughout the process, right? Because we're having to, and can it happen much quicker? Yes, I'm sure people can do it in like a week or two, right? But we're also getting stuff tested, so that expands a little bit of the time. But yeah, so the making the bubble hash, I've done all these steps. I like was very important that I knew how to do this stuff too,
Right.
when we were kind of expanding the company, right? And also I'd been in the industry for so long and I'd never grown weed, and so I had to grow weed and then I smoke hash, so I had to make it all the way into hash, right? And so like making bubble hash probably takes like a day, but then drying it to get all of the moisture out, right? That's going to take probably 3 days. And then the pressing and the curing of it can take a little bit longer. So usually around 2 to 3 weeks, but like the love and care that's put into every batch, I can tell you is there.
Excellent. I love to hear that because I gotta know, are there any folks out there who are like looking to cut the corner to get that buck? And can you tell?
Oh, 100%. I like joke, but don't joke that like I get headaches from shitty weed. Like growing up in Colorado and like honestly never having to smoke swag, thank goodness,
Wow.
but always smoking good weed. Like if something's not cured well enough, I can't smoke it. If something is extracted and has different latent residual solvents, can 100% feel that in my brain. And I also, not that this is like, can I see it? I can feel it. And then with edibles, I can actually like feel if people are hitting their like target dosage.
Right.
So like if I take like 20 milligrams, I know exactly what 20 milligrams should feel like. So it's like 20, 40, 80, 100. I can like tell you exactly if you hit your dose for like a traditional market edible or something.
Wow. That is amazing. Because I mean, I know that there's got to be. I know there's somebody out there that's trying to rush that process, but you can't.
Well, we don't want to, and I think the one of the things I'm glad you bring this up because being a hemp company for so long, but now just jumping into kind of THCA and intoxicating hemp, so many people have had a bad experience because people cut corners because they add synthetic things in and they're just trying to make a quick buck, right? And so that's where I've even seen, like, I at first was saying we sell hemp rosin. Oh my goodness, don't ever put those two words together. People think so negatively
Really?
about it. And so now, yeah, like hemp and rosin, like people were like, are you joking that you're actually trying to sell hemp rosin? And I was like, but that's what it is. Like, I'm so confused. But I get it because we've heard, and especially, being in New York, we've all heard about the gas station weed,
The
right?
spray
And so,
terps?
yes. And so that's what we're up against, right? And you can tell and taste that that's not what's happening with our product, but that's a big kind of group of people that we're having to re-educate to say when we say Colorado quality, we fucking mean it.
Now, I got a question for you. After you take that sip and I take this rip, Professor Donnelly, what does that Colorado feeling mean to you?
It means that I understand that the people who mostly cultivated my cannabis fucking care because they use it. And I think that right there is really different from a lot of places and a lot of these big markets is like Colorado quality means that the grower smokes what they put out. And it also means that I'm going to get the actual product and not like something that's masquerading as like a high quality product,
Got it.
right? Like I don't see many people who would say Colorado quality and been selling like beasters or mids, right? Like those two things in my vocabulary, and I hope the rest of the globe feels the same way, is that like we're talking about the chronic here, right? We're talking about hydro back in the day.
Yes.
And that's like what I still think about like when I think Colorado quality.
I love that. I mean, it is just so wild that you have spray terps, you have what is it called? MSOs, multi-state operators.
Mhm.
And sometimes what's funny is I'll go into a dispensary and I'll see a brand. I'm like, I've never heard of this before. Where did it come from? And then you come to find out
Mhm.
it's a multi-state operator with their same stuff, just with a new fun
Yeah.
name. So
Yeah. And to cover up that category on their shelf that someone else was making money on, right? Because you know that the only reason why they made that product is because they saw it in the charts of, hey, this is a top 10 product that maybe a large small edibles brand is making, and they're really making a dive in the market. Like we saw that with Dialed In here in Colorado, is that as soon as Dialed In's growth showed up on the charts of like 3,000% of what it did last year, we saw all of the other edibles manufacturers, especially the MSOs, make rosin gummies.
oh wow.
And so the thing that sucks about that is not only is it like not probably the best product, but it's taking shelf space from one of the small guys that really cared about it, right? And it's like, gosh darn it, like let us survive in this market.
You know what I think? I don't know. I might be wrong, but can that be used as a marketing point? Like, look at what happened here. Look at these people. Look at them. Look at these biters over here, and you know they're not the same. So, come on.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that's like really touchy in this industry. Like marketing and that like Pepsi, Coke, Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's kind of vibe. So
Yeah.
how do you
Yeah.
how do you navigate that?
Well, I think it's kind of that interesting thing about like we can go back to founders matter, right? Where it's like you can talk about these MSOs, but like, thinking about like a GTI, a Green Thumb Industry, the reason why they actually do better is because their founder really is like a cannabis guy and is like out front, right? And so that's where, is that the best MSO? I'm not saying that. I'm just using that as an
Right.
example of like, there's a gummy company here in Colorado called Bachaz. They make Mexican flavored gummies, and I have it right here because I eat it. It's a rosin infused chamoy.
What?
It is effing delicious, right? But she's a small time operator. And so we now have to help her. And I always say, like, I tell everyone to buy this stuff because it's so good, but it's also because Patrice is amazing. And so I think that it's kind of that piece of like, the way to differentiate yourself sometimes in a crowded market is to be the person that stands behind their product. And that's like kind of what I am with Healthy Honeys, right?
Right.
Like all of the Healthy Honeys products I've ever sold are shit that I have taken and I have benefited from in my crazy mind and my crazy life,
I
right?
love
And
that.
then that's how you differentiate yourself. And that's like why Bachaz is amazing because she's, you know, come from, she's Hispanic. She has this huge Hispanic heritage. She's making products that are like directly linked to what she believes in. And I think that will always blow away like the Wilds and the Wanas, who at one point had that story, but have grown so far away from it that they can't even connect to it anymore.
Wow, that's amazing. Dude. Oh, the
All right.
chamoy.
All the way
I
to the
love
bottom. I
that.
will eat some.
So now let me ask you this, okay? So check this out. We're able to purchase this and get this in New York now?
Yes,
Yes.
correct. So it's www.healthyhoneys.shop. We can make a bake sale code if you want, so people can get a discount. I'd be happy to do
I would
that.
love that. That's
Um,
awesome.
Let's fucking go. And so on the website, we have our vape pens as well as our rosin that you can buy by the gram. We also have another company called Betty's, which is kind of CBD topicals and lubricants and fun things like
Ooh.
that, and bath salts. Yeah, so those stuff is really good too. So it's kind of those two different areas. And yeah, we'll get a bake sale code like totally put together so that you can do that. The other thing I was going to say is I may actually be out in New York in a few weeks because Healthy Honeys is also all about education, and we do educational parties and sell our products at the parties, right? So if I'm out there, I'll hit you up, but I might be going out there for a party with some older ladies, 65 and up, and they love the vape pens
I
too.
love that. That is frigging amazing. That sounds like an amazing party. You and the older ladies doing the educational thing in New York City with Healthy Honeys. That is what's up. Now, you know that we're getting close to a party too. I think it's
Yes.
like 5 days away.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I can't believe it. It is. No, it's 6 days away. It's the
Yes,
14th,
it's 6
right?
days away,
Yeah.
dude. So like 420, it's one of the biggest day of the year for all cannabis enthusiasts. And I wanted to know, what is your plan for that day?
So I'm actually going to be out in Massachusetts. I'm going to my friend's baby shower, and so I'm trying to find some stuff to do out there. I fly back midday, so I'm trying to do something in the weekend, and then I fly back midday on the 20th, and I'm going to a party here at Tetra Lounge here in Colorado. So it should be a really fun
Dude, you're gonna
weekend.
have a fun weekend because Massachusetts does have some really good flour, but those taxes, they got some serious taxes on their weed.
Ugh.
But it's worth it though. It is. So
Yeah, and I'm definitely gonna get some beverages. I'm like a huge cannabis beverage lady, so I'm not really drinking. So maybe that's what I'll have at the baby
I
shower.
like that. That is awesome. Oh my God, what a 420 plan that is. Now, I got another question for you because there are some folks that might treat this day like it's New Year's Eve or St. Patrick's Day. How do you recommend they keep themselves like from the infamous green out?
Yeah. So I would always say throw some CBD in there, right? There's no reason why every 2 hours, if you were just smoking as much, because I remember that, right? First time I ever ditched a school assembly, it was around 420. I went to Columbine, so we always had 420 off. But I know it's like some lore, it's kind of crazy. But I remember one time during a school assembly, we ditched high school. We smoked 21 joints and like 7 bong bowls, like in 2 hours, right? And it was like I was a freshman and I was with all my like senior and junior friends, right? So I'm like trying to be like a cool kid, right? And we had some friends who greened out at school and got in trouble. So that's not the goal ever, my friends. No blinkers without taking a little sip of CBD in the meantime, right? So that could be a CBD tincture, that could be a CBD beverage, but as you're slowly kind of upping how much cannabis you're intaking, CBD can help really lower that anxiety that comes along with it, right? And also kind of keep you in more of a dual state instead of just extremely too high. Now, if we eat too many edibles, unfortunately, get in the car, go home because there's not really much you can do. Don't drive. I'm saying getting in an Uber or something of that nature. But if you take too many edibles, there's not really much that you can do. You can take CBD to, again, lower that anxiety, but you're going to kind of have to ride it out.
Wow.
So that's where I always recommend if you're really going to try to go overboard with the edibles, still step it up, right? Start taking don't take like 1,000 milligrams at 8 a.m. Maybe take like, if you're going to eat 1,000 milligrams, take 100 milligrams every 2 hours, right? So you're keeping the joy going instead of just crashing out and greening out, right? The other thing is like blinkers aren't cool, bro. Like they're like people think they are, but it's bad for your lungs, right? It's going to make you cough more. And that's also going to be something that like we don't really want that much of when we're on around 420 because you could be getting someone sick. If you're sick, it's going to really inflame your throat and it's not going to allow you to take the bong rips until midnight or until 4:20 a.m. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
I mean, why is it that some folks really think that when your pen is blinking, that's a flex? Because it really it burns and then it's kind of like bitter. It's not really
Yeah,
like
and your throat fucking hurts, right? Like, I think it's not so much about the fact that like you've actually smoked for 45 seconds or however long. I haven't even tried it with the healthy honeys, but it's more the fact of I did a lot of something,
right.
right? Like there's always the person that wants to run faster than everyone else. There's always the person that wants to drink the beer quicker than everyone else. That's kind of what blinkers have become, right? Is like how can you get so high super quick when really getting high in 420 is a marathon, not a sprint, right? You want to be able to talk by the end of the night. And that's always it always makes me giggle my little head off when I'm at 420 parties and it's like they try to have a party at like 6 or 8 o'clock on 420. I'm like, you guys know no one's gonna talk at your event, right? Like everyone's gonna be so high. And I remember there was one 420 that I was going to when we had a cannabis cup here in Colorado. And it was after 420 and I was walking up and it was fucking silent. Like there was so many people around me, but they were all so high they couldn't even talk and they were like, "Oh my god." And I guess my other final piece of that is plan for your snacks ahead. Plan for your snacks ahead. Don't be that person that gets on the phone at 5:30 and expects that the munchies are going to be there at 5:50, right? That's what everyone else is. Let's be a stoner who plans ahead. Let's get the snacks prior so that you can just munch down. And my favorite snack right now while stoned is the turtle boat chips, the truffle ones. Fucking
Wait, what are turtle
bomb.
boat chips?
So I get them at the Asian store and they're like called turtle boat is the kind and they're like corn puffs and they look like little turtle shells and then they have a truffle version and they're fucking so good.
Dude, so
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm guessing, Shannon, you're gonna have your turtle chips as part of your snackage. What else do you have in line?
I've been kind of dabbling in a bunch of different cannabis beverages. So I probably will be making a cannabis dirty Jane is what I call them. So it's my take on a dirty Shirley.
Whoa.
So it's Shirley Temple with coconut cream. And then I add some with the rosin. I've made rosin sugar with it. So I'll like do it as rosin sugar on the outside. So it'll be like, a tasty beverage that I can like look the sugar and get even higher off of.
I love that. And I am ready to really make sure that my 420 is set because I plan to just stay home. I'm not going to Washington Square Park. I don't want to do any of that stuff. I just want to chill out with the cat
Yep.
and the flat screen and just be 30,000 feet.
Be one with the couch, right?
Yes.
One with the couch.
But also one with the kitchen because I'm going to make a breakfast for dinner. And I think I'm going to make a dessert for dessert.
Yeah. Maybe some of that macaroni and cheese you've been working on.
Dude,
that shit looks bomb.
It is bomb. Let me tell you something about that macaroni and cheese. My mama gave me the keys to make the macaroni and cheese. And for Black folk, that is a huge deal. Huge.
Mm-hmm.
Huge.
I would never even try.
I'm super duper excited for 420. I'm super duper excited to just chill, relax, and just, be one with the couch and just take it easy. But I got to tell you right now, Shannon Donnelly, you are frigging awesome. And I am so super duper impressed with Healthy Honeys right here. This hemp THCa rosin pen right here is fantastic. Now, what was the name of the flavor again?
So you have lime sherbet.
So
that one is a super good, tasty, very tasty.
So this is what we're going to call this episode. Lime sherbet cheesecake. Bam, there it is. Episode 30 with Professor Shannon Donnelly. We got our 420 plans. Let us know what yours are. And I cannot wait to get that code. Oh my goodness. Professor Donnelly, you are friggin' awesome. For everybody at the Bake Sales Session Podcast, you are awesome. We are out. See ya.
Bye.